Yo guys, and welcome back to this new video here on the channel. And on today's video, I'm real quickly going to discuss the Bitcoin price section, where I will be explaining to you guys out there about why I do think Bitcoin is most likely going to be forming a massive market reversal back towards new highs here in the coming weeks ahead of ourselves. So if you do want to be finding out about why I do think this, and if you want to be finding out about why a market reversal is extremely likely to assume right now here, don't forget to right away slap up that like button, of course, on the channel. Subscribe to the channel as well right now, and of course ring the bell notification so you will be definitely not miss out on any of the further content here on the channel. So with that being said, guys, let me jump right away in towards the market. So like you can see, Bitcoin came particularly massively down from the highs, of course. Bitcoin came down on approximately 39% from the highs here. And of course, we do know that this first phase here in this correction was, of course, the reason why Bitcoin moved down in this first phase here is because of the stock market. The stock market wasn't fair. So because the stock market was afraid for pandemic 2.0 because of a new virus that was popping up here. So that was the reason, first of all, why Bitcoin moved down in the first place. But what we do know in this correction towards the downside, we were not seeing a massive amount of leverage flowing out of the market. We were seeing still that the leverage, if we're going to look at the open interest on that point here, was still holding up pretty good here. Like you can see here in front of your screen right now, the leverage on this correction that we got here from the approximately 9th of November, all the way towards the 1st of December. We did not saw a real big amount of leverage going out of the market. So this correction over here was nothing to do with a leverage flush out. This was more the FUD and the panic on the US stock market that was dragging the market down here. But of course, we do know, like last weekend on the 3rd of December, we started to see this massive market crash here. But this market crash happened on a weekend. So this was having, of course, no influence with the stock market or whatsoever. But this market correction was purely to shake out, of course, leverage. Of course, we do know that the open interest massively dropped here. So basically, the amount of leverage traders got wiped out massively out of the market. And right now, of course, we decreased from a 15 billion open interest all the way down towards 10 billion. So and approximately 33% of the total open interest got flushed out of the market because we create a flash crash towards the downside. So we do know Bitcoin tends to create these corrections towards the downside several times a year because we do have to be flushing out leverage. Of course, I do not think you can call Bitcoin right now a bear market because, you don't call something a bear market if it's just going to be forming leverage flush outs, because Bitcoin is a whole different asset than 2017 right now. Because since we have been seeing the high amount of leverage in the market, we do need to see several times a year these leverage flush outs to, of course, eventually continuing our way up here. But why do I right now think there is going to be a market reversal very imminent? Personally, I've already said it. Market reversal is going to be imminent in my opinion because, first of all, we wiped out the open interest. Second of all, we're looking at the funding rates, seeing them once again became neutral, and of course, some exchanges that are even negative. So funding rates showing us right now there are not a lot of longers anymore in the market. So it basically shows us, and it basically reflects us, there's a lot of confidence that left the market. What is, of course, having a good signal for us, because if the confidence leaves the cryptocurrency market, it does clearly shows us it's a good buying opportunity. As well, we do know fear is ruling in the market, and once fear is ruling, it generally speaks towards a very good accumulation range. So besides these things here, of course, off-chain, what are we seeing? Sorry, on-chain, I mean, what do we see right now in the charts? So it's not only the on-chain things that is making me bullish, because as well, if I do look to the charts right now, and if I'm going to, let's say, let's remove this, and let's say, look at the MACD for a second, it is getting me particularly exciting. Because if I right now look at the MACD, I can see similar structures getting created, just like we have seen here on the market before in September 2021 here. So what I'm currently seeing here is that this market, of course, right now is forming a bullish divergence on the RSI. And of course, bullish divergence is an extremely good signal that you're getting in the market for a market reversal, because what the MACD is right now telling us here is, like you can see in the histogram over here in the chart, is that we are right now forming a higher low in the histogram. And while we are forming this higher low in the histogram, the price action has been continuously going down here. So we have been forming, of course, lower lows on the market while the MACD is been performing higher lows. So we can clearly see right now is that the MACD is forming, of course, a bullish divergence. So this is, of course, showing us the sellers are getting exhausted in the downtrend, and this could be likely lead towards a market reversal towards higher targets again. So that is one of the many reasons right now why I'm as well right now expect a market reversal. Of course, we have seen these MACD divergence several times a year. Of course, we have been seeing it in September, where we're as well forming this higher low on the MACD, and of course lower low in the price section. Was also one of these many reasons, together with the funding rates, etc. What we're right now seeing as well, why I did open a swing trade position here in September, where I made more than 300,000 US dollars with. Of course, we have been seeing these divergence several times before, like we've seen here in September, and like we've seen here in July and June. So that is of course a very, very bullish thing that we're currently are getting on the market. So that is of course the first reason why I do right now think that this is of course a very good time for accumulation in terms of if we're going to look Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Of course, as well, Bitcoin has been creating several times these very significant patterns, right? So Bitcoin has been creating over here this falling wedge structure, right? So Bitcoin has been creating a falling wedge structure over here before. That was of course also a bullish bias pattern that we create on the market, and that eventually as well lead towards a continuation towards the upside. Right now as well, we are seeing similar patterns getting unfolded on this market. We're seeing a downward sloping support line getting formed, clear downward sloping support line with several touch points on this market, and as well we can clearly see from the highs to the lows here, we're forming as well a downward sloping resistance line. So that could be as well lead towards a continuation towards the upside getting formed on the market, and that could be of course having a very bullish edge on the market, but I definitely am looking forward towards. And of course I would like to draw the support line from this range over here, so I can see of course a little bit more significance. So yeah, this is definitely looking very interesting, because yeah, we're forming once again a falling wedge structure on the market. Of course, a falling wedge structure is once again a typical bullish bias structure that you tend to see on the market. And of course, if you do see a falling wedge, it generally shows you a market reversal is going to be imminent. And of course, if you as well see such kind of a MACD divergence in it, yeah, it does as well clearly shows you it's a good accumulation range. And of course, every single big move we got created in the market so far has been out of a falling wedge structure. So as well over here, we have been creating a downward sloping resistance line from the highs here. So let me draw this correctly, so you can see downward sloping resistance line from the highs, as well downward sloping support line. So here we were creating as well falling wedge structure. So we did basically, of course, every single time Bitcoin saw a massive breakout towards the upside, we broke out of a falling wedge structure and then continued our way up here. So this, of course, definitely shows me some signals we could be right now as well head once again for a massive continuation up here. And this getting me particularly excited, of course. But then let me as well move on towards the next chart that I do want to be discussing as well here. But wait, before going in towards the next chart, let me as well quickly show you a very important horizontal level of support. You can see over here as well, previous major resistance was getting found on this range over here, resistance. You could even place it over here, of course. You can see clearly resistance getting found over there, as well over here. And right now, so far, this level is holding up. So as long as we're holding up the 48K with the daily candle close, it is as well going to be having a bullish edge on this market. So that's of course as well a thing that I will be keeping my eyes wide open on. But then as well, Bitcoin weekly chart. Bitcoin weekly chart is in a very massive trend towards the upside. Bitcoin weekly chart is of course forming higher lows along the way up here. And of course, I always say the trend is your friend till it ends. And so far, this trend has been forming higher lows along the way up here. And as long as it keeps going, and as long as it keeps performing these higher lows on the market, I personally do not really expect a pullback from this level. So that's as well a thing that I will be not expecting right now, and a thing that I'm looking forward towards here. So still weekly time frame forming a higher low structure, what could be looking and leading towards a very much a continuation towards the upside. Of course, as soon as we do see a weekly candle close below the green support line, that could be leading towards some lower targets getting to the normal market. But basically, what we really is very important to look at as well here is of course stock market, because initially we can see this red period, the period I was referring to in the beginning of the video. The market came down from Bitcoin from those highs in the midpoint of November towards the end point of December. We came down 22%, and that correction that we got in the market was purely because of the stock market, because the stock market dragged us down. But like you can see right now in front of your screen here, the stock market has been curving very quickly back towards the upside, because you know why? The confidence is back in the stock market. So since the stock market is right now recovering so quickly, I personally as well do expect to see Bitcoin see this continuation as well getting created here. The stock market is regaining its strength again, climbing back up, and it's extremely close towards all-time highs here. And to be exact here, how far we're away from all-time highs right now? It's an approximately 1%. So is it far away from all-time highs? No, not at all. The S&P 500 is recovering very quickly in a rapid pace, and usually either Bitcoin tends to follow in a more faster pace either Bitcoin is going to recover quicker than the S&P 500, or it's going to recover later within a more rapid pace. So personally, I do expect Bitcoin is going to find its way back very quickly towards the upside. Of course, this orange periods that we're right now looking at is, of course, the liquidation range that we're right now trading in. And of course, we already got the massive long squeeze in the market. So it could be leading towards a massive market reversal. So of course, take all these things in the video in consideration about what you're going to be doing right now here. Are you going to take the risk to still wait for potentially buying your Bitcoin on 40K? Is the question that you should be asking yourself. I mean, if I should be answering the question, I will always say DCA, because dollar cost averaging is the best strategy you could be using here in the cryptocurrency market. But guys, anyways, this was today's update video on the bigger scale here on Bitcoin. If you do like these videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comment section, guys. Let me know if you want to talk more about these longer scale, bigger scale things here, because then I can go more often over these kinds of things here. But anyways, guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter or on any of my socials here in the link in the description. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.